You are in the cockpit preparation phase. As soon as electrical power is supplied, the CVR runs automatically for 5 minutes, then shuts off until first engine start. Part of the pre-flight check is to test the CVR. To make sure the CVR is powered, switch on the ground control push-button switch. Energize the CVR. No, press the ground control push-button switch. The ground control push-button switch illuminates blue, indicating that the CVR is powered. Once you have ensured that the parking brake is set to on, the CVR can be tested by pressing and holding the CVR test push button. Test the CVR. Once a tone is heard, the CVR test push button can be released. The tone stops as soon as the CVR test push button is released. Before starting the first engine, let's welcome the passengers on board. To welcome the passengers on board, you need to make a passenger address announcement. 2 methods are available to achieve this. First, you can press and hold the PA transmission key while speaking into the boom set. Please do it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
The second method is to use the cockpit PA handset. To use it, you press and hold its PTT switch while speaking into its integral microphone. Let's now start an engine. Now the first engine is running. Observe that the blue on light is extinguished, indicating that the CVR has reverted to the auto mode. In this mode, it will operate continuously for the remainder of the flight and will stop 5 minutes after the last engine has been shut down. In this exercise, you will be the first officer and the pilot non-flying. In order to communicate with ATC, you will tune the VHF 1 radio. You can easily do so by selecting VHF 1 on RMP 2. Select VHF 1 on RMP 2. The selector light illuminates on both RMPs. On RMP 1 to indicate that VHF 1 is selected on another RMP, and on RMP 2 because VHF 1 is not its dedicated radio. Now you can tune the desired frequency in the standby window on RMP 2. Select the standby frequency 126.00. Transfer the standby frequency to the active window. Observe that the active frequency changed on both RMPs. However, the standby frequency on RMP 1 is unchanged, but the previous active frequency is displayed in the standby window of RMP 2. This enables either pilot to change the active frequency on any radio and not change the standby frequency of the other pilot. Extinguish the selector light. Now select the VHF 2 key on RMP 2. Now let's use the ACP to establish the communication. Select the VHF 1 reception push button and adjust the volume. No, select the VHF1 reception push button and adjust the volume. No, select the VHF1 reception push button and adjust the volume. Select the VHF1 transmission key. You are now ready for transmission and reception on VHF1. To transmit on VHF1, you can use the INT radio switch held in radio position, the side stick PTT switch, or the hand mic PTT. You can now continue with the cockpit preparation. So that the intercom is always available, the interphone reception knob should be released out and volume adjusted. We have done this for you. Let's now look at a call indication from the ground crew mechanic. You hear a buzzer and notice the amber mech light flashing on all the ACPs. Reset the call indications. Now select the Reset button on the ACP. Now select the Reset button on the ACP. The mech light is automatically cancelled after 60 seconds or when the Reset push button is pressed on any ACP. To talk with the ground mechanic, you have two possibilities. Normally you select the INT position on the INT radio switch, but you can press the INT transmission key, then talk using a PTT switch. Select the INT position on the INT radio switch. No, select the INT radio selector switch. This position gives you a hot mic to talk to the other pilot and the ground mechanic. You can speak in the boom set without any other selection. After talking to the ground mechanic, you should reselect the INT radio switch to the neutral position. Select the neutral position on the INT radio switch. Although we haven't left the ground yet, the operations in the air are identical. You have completed the normal operation module.